Good afternoon, friends. How's everyone? Hope you're all very well. Just jumping on here to share a dream that I just had recently. So I just had this dream about 2 weeks ago. I asked the Lord for a dream because I wasn't feeling like the Lord was giving any particular messages to me. And I've kind of come off social media a bit just to, because I just couldn't decipher. Anyway, I asked the Lord for a dream and He gave me this dream. And in this dream, there was like a circle. There was a circle of men, a ring of men, and they were all holding hands together, and they're all different colors, different nationalities. Um, some are white, some are Arabic, some are darker skinned. And so this particular man was putting out his hand to me for me to join the chain, and my spirit could tell that he was Muslim. So I was hesitating to give my hand to him, and I was praying in tongues while I was standing there. And then the scene changed. And then I'm standing in front of this same man who I know in my spirit is a Muslim. And I'm talking with him, and I say to him, I said to him, Jesus Christ is returning again very soon. And he said nothing, and he just held his peace. And he just let me talk, but he was saying nothing, no response to me. And that was kind of the dream. And so when I woke out of the dream, I knew kind of what the interpretation was, and what I knew what the interpretation was this: the people, that all the men that were gathered in a ring and that were holding hands, I believe that was the new religion. I believe that was the new world religion, and that the world was wanting us all to, join hands and become united in this one world religion. And that's why I was hesitating and I was praying in the spirit. I was because I was looking for the wisdom of God on it. And then in the second part, when I was having that conversation with the Muslim guy, um, I just was so aware in my heart. I was aware in my heart that this guy was holding his peace because he had not been given the go ahead to speak out about the agenda that they have. And I also knew, and I felt it in my spirit, the sense of the Islamic populations rising, you know. Now, I'm not saying specifically for Ireland or specifically, I know in the UK that is certainly the case, um, that's what I was just feeling. That's what I was just feeling, that this sense of they were rising, and so it was a sense that there will become a point of time where, when there is sufficient or enough of this Islamic population, that then they will move for rulership.
Is there's a target for 2027 about what's going to be known as a one world religion, and it's going to be part of what the UN wants to roll out. So there's going to be a summit, and you can look at this recording in 2027. What I'm saying now, there's going to be a summit on world religion, and they're going to get 20 representatives of each religion, of each world religion, to come together and say why their religion, firstly, what it stands for and why it should be considered. From that 20 Christian leaders that's going to be summoned, not one of them will agree on what the true gospel of Jesus Christ is. Therefore, it will not be considered, because they will say you can't even agree on what your religion is. So Christianity will become illegal It will become illegal to advertise services on buildings. It will be illegal to preach the gospel in public. It will be illegal to pray in public because of that, and it's because of this division that is happening. And Satanists who are pushing this satanic agenda are very much aware of this.
Whoa.
So wake up,
Okay, let's rewind a little bit. That was crazy. So what you're telling me right now is this is in the playbooks right now. This is the ball is rolling on this.
Yes. Because remember,
involved, the Satanic Church is involved.
Because remember, just over 3 years ago, I was involved in Satanism. I was the leader of a satanic organization. I saw the satanic agenda with my own eyes. I was in meetings discussing the satanic agenda with other satanic organizations around the world. So every 9 years it gets updated. So I'm just aware of the one that's being pushed now up to 2027. I don't know what the agenda is after that, but what I've seen with my own eyes and the online conferences that I've been in with other satanic leaders, this is what's going on at the moment. When I said when I left Satanism in May 2022, when I left Satanism, I said, and I have a recording of it, I said that in 2025, people will be arrested on the street for praying for other people. People will be prosecuted for being Christians in Europe. I say that because I saw it on the agenda. It wasn't a prophecy or that I saw the future. It was because I knew what was on the agenda. And people thought I was insane. So I'm saying today that in 2027, there's going to be a one world religion that will be the acceptable and the only religion around the world that will be legal, and it's not going to be Christianity.
Wow. And you're saying that the UN is behind this and the Satanic Church is behind this, and they are bringing 20 leaders from every religion together to convene and to say, we're coming together, but Christianity will not be a part of it because those 20 leaders that come together will not agree on the.
Christians will be part of the summit. Every religion in the world.
We're not going to be a part of the one world religion.
No, because they will not be able to agree on what is really the gospel and which version of the Bible is the right one. All this, the things they are fighting about at the moment, is what's going to happen there. And then they're going to say, well, you are the most divided religion in the world. We cannot accept this as a.
You've heard classical music, but not like this. This is classical magic, an
So whichever religion, and I have an idea, because it's also not Satanism, but I have an idea which one it will be, that will say, this is the religion, and this is what every leader in our religion agrees on is our dogma and our religion and our teachings, and yeah.
Do you mind sharing which one you think it is?
It's Islam.
I'll just share briefly again. I was calling to my friend's house in London, and when I knocked to the door and he answered, he was very cautious with me, and he wasn't himself. He wasn't friendly as his normal friendly self. And there was a man behind him observing the two of us, and I knew he was a Muslim man. He was watching us very soberly, very seriously. And then my friend, had me in, but very briefly. And then as I was leaving, he said, "I'll walk you to the door." When I got to the door, he shouted suddenly, "Run!" So the two of us began to run, and I knew we were running for our lives because I knew these guys were kind of after us because your man started chasing us. And I knew there was an inherent threat from the Muslims. That's what my sense was in that dream, and that was kind of what the Lord had given me, and that was like going back 6 months ago or something, or 5 months ago. Yeah, so these things are are real, you know.